It's that time of year. It's the time of year where we're in the grind. You're dinged up. You're injured. Some of you are tired. You've been sick. But this is when you get better. This is when you finally crack through. If you're willing, if you make the choice to work. If you make a choice to work. If you make a choice to do the hard work. How many of you really had to fight in your life? Have had to fight for something really important to you in your life? How many of you had to really, really fight for it? Okay? You need to ask yourself that question. And I'm not just talking about winning a wrestling match. Because in the big scheme of things, that's easy. I'm talking about maybe having to fight for a relationship. Or fight for a meal. Or fight for a warm place to sleep. Or fight to regain your dignity when you've lost it. Or regain somebody's trust. Or fight for a marriage. Or fight for your life. All those things may face you at some point in time. Chances are all those things will face you at some point in time. In some way, shape, or form. You're going to have to fight for things. When you go off and you become adults and you get a job, you might have to fight for a job. Or fight for your job once you have it. That's pretty realistic when I say that, isn't it? When you look at even your own parents, how many have had to change jobs and then fight for a new job? Or been out of work and then have to go back and retrain yourself. That's fighting. Or when your relationship with your wife is not going where you want it to go. And you have to do the really hard work. And you have to, swallow humble pie. And you have to change some things in your life when you're an old dog. And they say, what do they say about old dogs?
Can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah. But you got to learn a new trick to save your marriage. That might happen. Some of you might get cancer. Chances are some of you will. And you're going to have to fight. The odds are somebody in this room is going to have cancer at some point in time. Not just one. Not just two. More than that. And you're going to have to fight. This is practice. This is practice. This is safe. It's in a wrestling room. It's out on a mat. But it's good practice. To pick yourself back up. To put it on the line. To get in the circle. Put your pride on the line. Especially if it's important to you. But as a coach, I want people who are going to fight. Who want to fight. Who want to fight when it's late in the practice. When you're dog-tired like today. Who want to pick themselves up and they fight against fatigue. Fatigue will change you. Fatigue will make you quit if you choose to let it do that. You add to that a little injury. Then you got another little reason to quit. But you got to fight. You add to that, you're worried about your grades. You're worried about your girlfriend. You're worried about your parents. You're worried about your diet. You're worried about this and that and everything else. And you pile it all on, and then at the end of the practice, coach is yelling one more time. One more. One more sprint, one more jump, one more challenge match, one more high crotch, whatever it may be. And what do you have to do? You fight. You don't have to, but you can choose to do that. And usually, when you choose to fight for something good, it makes you better. Regardless of the outcome, it makes you a better person. Let's face it, many of us live in a dream world. Middle-class families. When we go home tonight, we're going to have a meal on the table. We're going to have a warm bed to sleep in. We're going to have somebody that's going to ask us how our day was when we walk through the door. For most of us, we have it pretty darn good. This is your chance, right here in this room. This is your chance to fight. This is your chance to test yourself. This is your chance to steel yourself for those times that are coming later on. And I'm not trying to make out the future to be this big bad thing. It's probably going to be great because it's been great for me. But you're going to have times that are going to be tough. You're going to have to fight for some moral integrity maybe. To make the right decision. When everybody around you is making the bad decision. That's a fight. You might be outcast because of that. And that's a fight. This is how you prepare yourself. By choosing to do the right thing and fight. When you're tired, you pick yourself back up. When it's hard, you keep going. But if you give up, and just say, oh, take the easy way. I'll take the easy way out. Are you learning that lesson? Probably not. Probably not. These kind of fights in our little world that we live in right here. We talk about the future, but here's the immediate. These type of fights are what's going to steel you for the state tournament. These type of fights are what's going to make the edge, give you the edge, make the difference when you step on the mat at the state tournament. Visualize that. Think about that. When you step out there by yourself in the big dome and you're wrestling maybe the best guy in the state, are you going to concede or are you going to fight? If there was a plate of food out in the middle there and you hadn't eaten in a week and it was between you and him, are you going to say, oh, no, you're better than me, go ahead and have that plate of food? You're going to fight. You're going to fight like dogs fight. Okay? Guy steals your girlfriend. You say, oh, that's okay. No, you're probably going to fight. Okay? The guy is doing something wrong to somebody else, treating somebody poorly. You going to let that happen? That's pretty important. You going to let it happen, Isaiah? No, you're going to fight. You might not physically fight, but you're going to fight for what's right. Correct? I hope you don't turn your back when you see something going wrong. Then let me ask you this. Why then wouldn't you fight for something as simple as a wrestling match? And give yourself every opportunity and give yourself every chance mentally to be able to compete to win. If you lose, do you really lose anything? What would be better? You ever read that on the wall over there by Teddy Roosevelt? What would be better? To not try at all or to put it on the line and lose? What would be better, Eric?
Put it on the line?
Yeah. Put it on the line. Definitely. Does anybody really care in the long run if you lose or win a wrestling match? 10 years from now, is anybody going to really care? 5 years from now? 2 years from now? No. Nobody cares. What they're going to care about is if you were the guy that stepped inside the circle and put it on the line. That's what they're going to care about. They're going to care if you fought. Yeah, that guy was a fighter. They're going to care if you gave it your best shot. They're going to care if you did the right thing. Okay? When we go through these practices, that's what we're practicing for. When we go through these really hard days, when you think, man, I just want to quit. That's why you pick yourself up. That's why you dust yourself up. Get your chin up. Get ready to come back tomorrow and do it again. All right? Anything?